Man, what's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We live and direct. Um, think about quitting YouTube, and I want to let y'all know why. So pull up and let's talk about it. Cause I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only YouTuber or content creator that feel like this or that experience this. I think everybody go through this at one point or another if you're creating content. Cause it's like it looked easy, you know what I'm saying? But trust me, it's not. And me, for a couple of years, I was on the sidelines and I was looking at YouTube and I'm like, that's something that I want to do. You know, that's something I want to get involved with because I felt that, I had thoughts, I had opinions, I had feelings, and I wanted to share them. And I was looking at other people do it and I'm like, man, that's easy. But now that I'm actually doing it, it's not easy. It's frustrating, because it's so many different things to talk about. Like as a content creator or as a YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, is so many different things to talk about. And a lot of times you base, your success or you base your views or you base what you feel should make you successful or get you views. You base that off of what you see other people doing. You start looking at other people content and you be like, wait, hold on. What I was saying made more sense than what they were saying, or like they talking like they don't make no sense, or you got some of the content creators that everything they put up there is lies and it's clickbait. And in an hour, they'll get 10,000 views, they'll get 20,000 views, they'll get 40,000 views. And you take your time, you think of a topic, you take your time, you research it, you look at videos to make sure that everything is making sense, everything is accurate, and everything is correct. And you put that video up there and CJ, what's going on? And you put that video up there and you don't get no views. Or you have a video up there for 2 days and 3 days and you get one view, two views, or three views. And if you're a person that, you like to accomplish things in life, it could get real frustrating. And then you looking at all of the things that other successful YouTubers say, okay, try this, and then you'll be successful. Um, they start talking about algorithm. You know, it's like you literally, in order to be a good content creator, you literally have to study YouTube like it's a job. You can't do it part-time. Some people do it part-time and become successful, but I think when you make a decision that you want to be a YouTube content creator, I think that's when everything go out the window. That's when all of the pressure comes. You just gotta have fun with it. Just do it because it's something that you want to do. Do it as a hobby. Um, you know, do what you feel. Don't do what you think people are looking for, what you think people are expecting. And one of the other things that they talk about a lot in terms of being a content creator, they say you got to find your niche. What is a niche? You know, what is a niche? A niche, as they defined it, is whoever your whoever your target audience is, make videos for them. But the question is, how do you find your niche? Like, let me give you an example. So when I started like taking YouTube serious in terms of wanting to be a content creator, That was sometime around December last year, December 2023. And I said, you know what? My goal is I'm going to make 3 videos a day, every day, and I want to get 1,000 subscribers within 90 days, right? So that's what I did. I did 3 videos a day. Most days I did 3 videos a day, and probably like between 3 and 4 months, I had 1,000 subscribers. So now, because I got 1,000 subscribers, I'm like, all right, well, what this mean? Now I got to go and research. Okay, so when you get 1,000 subscribers, what does that mean? That means that um, when you got 1,000 subscribers, if you want to get monetized, like if you want to get paid for your content, or you want to, start making ad revenue, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 4,000 watch hours. So 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Now, 4,000 watch hours means people had to watch your content a total of 4,000 hours. Sometimes you could get 1,000 subscribers like this, but the 4,000 watch hours, it take more time. And usually they say that um, in order to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, it take almost a year. And that's true. Like I see because every time I see YouTubers, I follow a lot of different people. I watch their content, especially people that's successful. But then other videos, pop up on my feed sometime, and I see some people, they got 300, 400 videos, 500 videos, um, and they only got 200 subscribers, and they've been doing it for 2 years. You know, then you see some people that they get 1,000 subscribers in less than a month. Um, But I think that's where people go wrong. And I think that's where I was going wrong. And that's why, it's so frustrating because I thought, okay, once you get 1,000 subscribers, once you get 4,000 watch hours, you monetize, you could get paid for your content. So now after that 1,000 subscribers, it's going to be 10,000, it's going to be 20,000, it's going to be 30,000. Like it's going to be simple. Everything going to make sense. But it's so many content creators out there, so many YouTubers out there. It's every day you got different people that are trying to become YouTubers. Then you got to think about things like thumbnails. Like you got some people that edit their videos. When you edit your video, I don't know if it's an advantage or a disadvantage, but it make it look better. Like your video look better. You could add a little bit more to your video. Um, when you put thumbnails is supposed to be something that attract people to the channel. But at the end of the day, it's just all confusing. And, I'm really, really getting to the point where I'm like, what am I doing here? Um, you know, do it even make sense for me to continue being a YouTuber? Because it's not something that you could do part-time. And especially this is so competitive. It's not like working a job where okay, this is your job, right? And every day you go to work, when you get there, you're gonna do this job and you're gonna leave and you're gonna come back tomorrow and it's gonna be the same thing. No. When I remember back when I started, taking YouTube serious, when I was doing 3 videos a day, I was doing videos mainly about celebrities, trending topics, rap artists and things of that nature that was getting killed and getting shot. And those videos was getting a lot of views. Like I was covering the Yo Gotti brother Big Jook videos when he first got killed. And I was getting views 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. But then I got to a point, I was like, but I don't want this to be the only thing that I speak about. So what I started doing is I started like trying to make different videos. Like, okay, let me talk about my life. Let me talk about some of the things that I went through. Let me give some motivational and give some encouraging information. Those videos wasn't doing no views. It wasn't doing no views. And then when I got back to, okay, let me start covering the things that was making me successful in the beginning, you know? um, then now those videos is not getting no views. The more you talk about how you can't, you won't. I mean, that's an interesting point, and I'm not saying that I can't. I'm saying that it's frustrating to the point that it's no longer fun, you know, because when once you get into being a YouTuber, content creator, it becomes a job. It's not something that you do part time. Like for instance, I'm sitting here in front of a camera and I'm talking to myself. Everybody don't have the confidence to get on a camera and just start talking, and then you're thinking about, okay, so what people are going to say, and then you're responding to that. Is Do you understand what I'm saying? So for people that are in the comment section, or for people that watch content, it's easy for you to say, oh, you could do it. Oh, you could be successful. Oh, anybody could do it. A lot of people felt that way, but then once they actually try it, they like, man, this is work. You saying it's hard because it's competitive. No, no, actually, no. I'm not saying it's hard because it's competitive. I mean, being competitive is part of life. You know, sports is competitive, college is competitive, school is competitive, everything is competitive. So I'm not saying that's what make it hard, but YouTube at the end of the day is a business. And for the people that you see up there who's giving content every day, who's posting videos 2 and 3 times a day, 4 times a day, those people are successful because of the amount of work and the amount of effort that they put in. So when you're on the sidelines and you looking at, people doing these videos and you feeling like, okay, well, that's something I want to do. I want to be a journalist. I want to be a broadcaster. I want to give content. You think it's easy until you get into it. First, you're having fun. But then the time and the effort that you putting into making videos, like it's times I done sat there for about 2, 3 hours, thought of a video, thought of a subject that I want to make a video on, did some research on it, had to record the video a couple of times, then finally load the video, upload the video, and the next day it still only got 15 views. And it's like, what? How I only got 15 views? You understand what I'm saying? So that's the point that I'm making, is that for me to put 3 to 4 hours into making a video and for it to only do 15 views, but then I'll do a short video that only take me 30 seconds and that video get 500 views. It's like, what? So if I don't put no effort, I get 500 views. But if I put a lot of effort, I don't get no views. Said, I get it. I get it. It's not a part-time thing. It's definitely work. But some YouTubers only post 1 to 2 days a week. Yeah, you right. And those individuals that post 1 to 2 times, 1 to 2 times a day or 1 to 2 times a week, they doing it more as a hobby, but for those individuals that start off like that, it don't stay like that, because now once they start seeing their videos is doing numbers, and their content is picking up, now they start posting more. And you got people that actually leave their regular 9 to 5 jobs to become full-time content creators. You see it all the time. And as a content creator, I'm gonna tell you one of the things that, like, one of the main things that stood out to me in terms of being a content creator. You just gotta do stuff that's trendy. Yeah, you right. You gotta do stuff that's trendy. I'm gonna go back to your comments, but I want to share this first. So one of the things that stood out to me about being a content creator was the freedom that it give you. I was like, oh, okay, so this is something I could do like a job. Like I could work from home and I could still have time to, spend time with my kids, spend time with my family, do all of the things that you can't do when you work in a regular 9 to 5 job, because it's only 24 hours in a day. You feel what I'm saying? If you're a parent, like I'm a parent, I got 2 daughters. So if you're a parent, you go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, your kids go to school at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, If your kids have a parent teacher conference at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you at work, you can't go. If your kids get sick, during the day, or they got to get taken out of school, depending on what job you have, you may or may not be able to leave your job to pick up your kids. Sometimes your kids have days off. Now, when if you work and you don't got no vacation time, again, it depends on what kind of job that you got. You may not always be able to be off to spend time with your kids. And with so much going on in the world nowadays, you want to be there for your kids as much as possible. Um, but you said, I get it. It's not a part-time thing. No, I read that. All right. You just got to do stuff that's trendy. Okay, yeah. So now that's what I wanted to get back to. You said I got to do stuff that's trendy. Okay, so the shooting, the killing, um, you know, all of the violence that's going on in the community, that's what's trending most of the time, right? I come from that life. I don't want to be the one that this is all I'm talking about because there's so many different things to talk about. Now, the sad part about it is that if a rapper get murdered or somebody get murdered, say from like somewhere Chicago, Florida, or someplace like that, you do a video on that, you could get 20, 30, 40,000 views. But now try to do a video on uh the youngest person to graduate from college. You're not gonna get no views. You'll get 1 million views for a female rapper, showing herself nude. But if you try to talk about something that's going to uplift people, you don't get no views. So that's where it comes. That's where it starts to become. That's where it starts to become a moral dilemma because I was a successful business owner. I was a successful business owner where I was making $30,000, $40,000 a day. It's not about what people think, about what people feel. I'm telling you the facts, and it could be verified, right? Um, when I started working that job, I was working from 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning to 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I did that 7 days a week for 3.5 years, building a business, and I became a millionaire, right? So I taught myself a lot about business. I learned a lot about business. I got my real estate certification. I was into flipping properties at one time. So there's a lot of information that I could provide to help others become successful. I survived the streets. I'm 47 years old. I survived the streets. It's not too much of anything that you could do in the streets that I didn't do. I did that and went to prison, did 15 years in prison, came out here, didn't have no family support, ain't have, nobody help me out, ain't have nobody, put no effort into me. I had to start. I went to prison when I was 17 years old. I came home when I was 32. So I went in as a boy, came out as a man. Didn't know nothing about life. Had to teach myself about life. Also had to teach myself, about discipline, about patience, finding a different way to become successful. And I did that. And that's one of the hardest things. That's one of the hardest things to accomplish. Like people that been in school their whole life, went to school, then went to college, got a degree and got a job and became successful. That's easy. But we talking about what about those that grew up their whole life in the projects, grew up their whole life in the hood, grew up their whole life in poverty, grew up their whole life, around drug addicts and addictive parents and, with no opportunity, no hope, no nothing. And they spend their life running the streets. Then they go to prison. They do a whole bunch of time. And for them, they going back and forth to prison, back and forth to prison, back and forth to prison. It's a big population of those people. And so one of the reasons why I wanted to get on YouTube is I wanted to get on YouTube to be able to share information with them to help them become successful. Like, okay, how do you do time in prison and then come home and you be on parole? And how do you navigate that with, trying to readjust back to society? So in a nutshell, it's so many different things that's close to my heart that I want to speak about, that people need to know, people need to understand. But now when you a YouTube creator or when you a content creator, you stuck between a rock and a hard place because you can't speak about what you really want to speak about because it don't get no views. So you have to speak about what's trending. And when you speak about what's trending, it's really not what you want to speak about. So you don't put all your energy, you don't put all your effort. And for viewers, people that's on the outside looking in, they see that and they like, "Mm, I can't really, get into this video because it don't seem or it don't sound authentic." So that's kind of what I'm talking about. So, but if you look at YouTube now, it's everyone just copying each other and doing the same thing. Right, Aaron, and that's what I'm talking about. Peop, People are more so following what they think is going to make them successful versus trying to create their own lane. And that's where the difficulty comes in. That's what making not fun, because you literally have to be like, I'm talking about Channel 5 breaking news. You got to get the news as soon as it come out, then start reporting on it. Like for instance, when Donald Trump got shot the other day, like I dropped my video probably an hour after the news dropped. I dropped that video like 3 days ago. Right now, I got 17 views. It was people that dropped their videos after me that within an hour, they got 20,000 views. And I'm like, I didn't even want to cover the Trump thing, but I'm like, yo, you know what? Let me try this out because this is a trending topic. I'm really not into the politics, but this is a trending topic. Let me just see if I do a little video on this. Let me see what it do. I did 17 views. You know, some people they done made their careers. Some people make their careers off of trending topics. Like I watch some YouTubers because I pay attention. I be trying to analyze and figure it out. But you got some YouTubers that when a trending topic come out, they'll take that one topic and in one day they'll make 3, 4 videos off of that same topic and get 10, 15, 20,000 views. Then in the next week they got 1,000 subscribers. But you never know what it is that's going to make your views go up, or you never know what it is that's going to make your subscribers go up. So that's the frustrating thing because, again, as I said, it puts you in a position where you talking about things that you really don't want to talk about, in order to get views, just to be successful. But at the end of the day, it don't make my heart and make my soul feel gratified talking about things that I don't want to talk about, because I'm a black man in America, right? And what is some of the things that's going on out there right now? You got dudes killing females. You got females setting dudes up to get killed. Um, you and a lot of this is going. You got a lot of young dudes out here crashing out. Shooting and killing people, going to jail, getting 100,000 years because they don't got no guidance and they don't got no direction. So why is it not important for people to be talking about the importance of being a good father, the importance of being in your children's lives, the importance of having good relationships, relationship dynamics. Like some people don't even know how to be in a relationship. Nowadays, you got females thinking, oh, if a man don't have this amount of money driving this, kind of car or wearing this amount of jewelry, they not a man. It's like that stuff don't make you a man. You know, that stuff don't make you a man. Females getting half naked on social media just to get views, like going on OnlyFans. You know, like this is the kind of world we living in. So if you talk about it, if you speak about it, then people like, I'm not feeling you. So it's kind of you got to support the bullshit. And for me, it's other things that I could do with my time. Um, feel like it's more people just being annoying to people in public. Yeah. So this video, and I appreciate, Aaron. I appreciate the comments and stuff like that. Um, I appreciate the comments, but this is more for people. It's for you too, but this is for people um who are seeking to be content creators, right? I just want you to know, like, if it's really what you want to do, like, do it. Don't give up on it, because anything that you do for long enough, you're going to become good at it. You're going to become successful, even if it get frustrating. Now, I said that I feel like quitting. I'm thinking about quitting, but I'm a person that I like to accomplish things. You know, when I start something, I want to be successful at it. I'm not going to stop until I figure it out. That's the kind of person I am. So right now I'm expressing my frustration. Who knows? Later on today, I'll probably feel different. You know, just having this conversation, just venting, I probably wake up tomorrow and post 5 videos tomorrow, just because it's like, okay, now I got that off my chest. I don't feel burdened no more. So, now I'm going to get to the business of handling the business. YouTube, this thing is a business at the end of the day. And um, sometimes your audience don't understand, sometimes your fans don't understand, sometimes your supporters don't understand. As a content creator, you a regular person just like everybody else. And as much as people feel like, yo, get a real job, yo, you up there, you gossiping, you talking about people. Look, YouTubers and content creators is no different than your local news station. What they doing is reporting on what's going on in the world. That's it. Nobody call a newspaper reporters, gossipers. But when it comes to YouTube, it's like you it's you got it's 50-50. You got 50% of people that's negative towards you. You got 50% of the people that's supportive towards you. It's like shit is a brain buster, you know. Then people begin in the comment section be talking all kind of crazy, wild, and reckless. You want to address it, but you really don't want to address it because you don't want to become argumentative with people, that support you. So it's a lot to it. But so one of the things for certain is confusing trying to be a content creator because part of it is figuring out your niche, figuring out your lane, figuring out what kind of content that you want to, give. And sadly, um, if you speaking about what's trending and you speaking about what everybody else is speaking about, then your video gonna get more views. So if you have unique views and unique topics, things you want to talk about that not everybody else is talking about, you may not get a lot of views. Or then again, you maybe will. You know what I'm saying? It varies, and that's the confusing thing because something that don't work for this person, it could work for somebody else. But if you want to be good at it, stick with it, stay with it, and continue to do it. Don't give up. If you want to be successful at it, don't give up. Like the um the most successful YouTuber right now, or the biggest YouTuber right now, is Mr. Beast, right? Um, Mr. Beast, he drop a video in a couple of hours, he get 1 million views. But Mr. Beast been a YouTuber for like 7, 8, 10, 12, or 15 years or something like that. He started off in college when he was going to college, just posting videos. And over time, he got better and better. And a lot of that has to do with support, because as you become more deep into being a content creator or a YouTuber, you need a cameraman. It's not just you having a good camera, because I could sit in front of this camera. I'm in my house right now, so I could sit in front of this camera and I could talk all day, but sometimes people want to see you outside. They want to see, what you got going on. It's different. It's different skits. Like it's so many different things that I want to do, but I don't have a cameraman. I don't have nobody to follow me around to film me, and so I could explore all of the different content, that I could do. Because when you got a cameraman, you got to pay them. Sometimes they want to get paid by the hour. Sometimes they want to get paid by the project. If you got an idea and it's other people that have to be involved in your idea, sometimes you got to write out a script. Okay, this person gonna say this person gonna say that, this person gonna say this. So that's more involved. Now, if you don't have those skills, where you know how to write out scripts, and you need assistance from people that know how to do that. And it costs money to do that stuff. It's more easy to sit in front of a camera and talk than it is, to be out there in public and, be doing different kind of scenes. But I get, it depends on what kind of YouTube you want to be. But another thing that a lot of people, wait, what you say? Because everybody is doing it too. Yeah, you're right. And richer and richer. Yeah. And so that's the primary motivation for a lot of people, is that you could become you could become rich being a YouTuber. Now, let me stop there. Let me speak on this before I go back to what it is that I'm saying, right? In general, life in general, what are you living for? What's your purpose? Because anybody that works a job, they work in a job because they want to be financially situated. You know, gotta find someone close to you, bro, who wants to win just as bad as you. It, that's hard because a lot of people, they want to win, but they don't want to put in the work. If you was listening when I said a little while ago, when I was building my company, I worked 14, 15, 16 hours a day for 3.5 years straight, 7 days a week. That's how I started building my company. Now, nobody could help me do that. I had people that was working for me, but I had to be the one to get up every day and show up every day. And some of my employees, like, they quit or I fired them. You know, I never knew nothing about business when I built my business. I just was motivated and determined to do something more than what I was doing before. I got tired of putting my gun in people's face and robbing them and, selling drugs and doing stuff like that. I wanted to do something different, so that's what I did. And now here it is. We're talking about 16, 17 years later. I'm still not in the streets. I'm still not running the streets. Don't get me wrong. How life is. But so the thing is, nowadays, people are, what do you call it? People feel so privileged. They feel like, they supposed to be successful just because they think they supposed to be successful. A lot of people don't want to work no more. And that's one of the gifts and one of the curses in YouTube. You know, for some people, you could just sit down, you could sit back, you could make videos all day, you could make people laugh and joke, and you could get paid for it. So for some people that don't want to work, it's the ideal job. It's a great situation. But then you have others that take it a little bit more serious. They get editors. They do different sceneries. They learn how to stream. They learn how to, they learn different editing software. Like you got CapCut, um, Canva. It's a lot of different things that you can learn. So people that take it successful, they learn those things, and you'll see that their channels in the long run, they're way more successful. It's one YouTuber right now I personally been watching. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not into that. It's one YouTuber right now I personally been watching this YouTuber content for 3 years. For 3 years. And this individual, his channel is really not growing. He get a lot of views sometime, but his channel is not growing. How you been a YouTuber 3, 4, 5 years and you still only got like 20,000 subscribers, 30,000 subscribers? Even if you only got 40,000 subscribers, that means you're doing something wrong, and you're doing the same thing. All you're doing is getting in front of a camera, just ranting and raving and talking a bunch of nonsense all day. You got people uh that they got a lot of time to kill, so they gonna sit there and listen to you rant and rave. To them it's funny. But then you got other people that want to learn something. Like I want to teach people how to make money. I want to teach people how to be successful. I want to teach people how to take minimum resources where you don't have much or nothing and turn it into something. That's what I want to do. Because if everybody could be successful, we would have more people successful. If everybody could be rich, it would be more people getting rich. All of the people that you see successful in society, in any on any given day in any given neighborhood, you see way more people that are not successful. So it's like, what do you do about them? You know, what do you do about them? So it's different strokes for different folks. But then they have a thing called algorithm, right? Now, yo, algorithm is the most confusing thing in the world. When you read it, it makes sense. When you read it, it sounds like it makes sense. But I thought I understood what algorithm mean, and then when I start trying to practice it, all of that went out the window. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's one of the things that people say is important, algorithm. Um, and it's frustrating when, like I said, you put a lot of thought, you put a lot of effort into making a video, and that video don't really do that many views. But then, you post a video, you don't put no effort in, and it becomes, one of your biggest videos. So at the end of the day, it takes patience. Um, it takes hard work. It takes dedication, and you got to stand on and you got to stand by what you believe in. As a content creator, you got to do the content that you feel makes sense, and that's kind of where I'm in between now. Doing the content that makes sense versus doing the content that I want to do, you know, because I know the content that I want to do, it may not get that many views, but in order to maintain my sanity, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Um, and for the people watching, some of y'all you know, some of y'all are content creators, some of y'all are, just audience, just people that, maybe my supporters, maybe my subscribers, just looking at the video. Um, but trust and believe, YouTube is for everybody, right? It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for everybody. And the reason why I say it's an opportunity for everybody is because everybody don't want to go to school. Like, think about it. You go to public school, to get up to high school. So that's 12 years of school. Then you go to college for another 2, 3, 4 years. That's 15, 16 years of school. Then if you're going into a profession, where be it you need a master's or PhD or whatever, that take another 4 years. If you're gonna go to nursing school, you're talking about 6 years. You're gonna be a lawyer, you're talking about another 4 years. So, nowadays people are not trying to go to school for 20 years just to get enough education and enough knowledge to go and work a job where they can make $100,000 a year. Like, everybody's not trying to do that no more, because all of those years that you spend in the classroom, all of those years you spend in the classroom, if you spent those same years studying something directly, you will get so much more further ahead and you will become so much more successful. Like, for instance, plumbing, right? So everybody got toilets in their house. If your toilet break down, you need a plumber. What's another one? Air conditioning. Almost every household, and almost every business have air conditioning. Now check this out. For If you go to school for HVAC and you learn how to fix those air conditioning units that people have in those big office buildings, right? You go to school and learn how to do that. But then you decide that, okay, I know how to do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work for myself. You could get a contract with one of those big corporations, like a law firm, one of those big offices that got a big, high-tech, unique air conditioning system. And when they air condition go out, you could go there and fix their air condition. That's $10, 15, $20,000 for a few hours work. So college teach you college teach you how to go to school and get enough education, get enough credentials to be able to work for somebody else. That's my personal opinions on college and school. It teaches you how to work for somebody else. You're going to go to school 10, 15 years to get enough credentials and enough skills to go and work for somebody else. Everybody not trying to do that no more. So with YouTube, it's like YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, social media, period. It's like you can literally use your personality, literally use your skills, discuss the things that you want to discuss, talk about the things that you want to talk about, and you could become a celebrity for those that want to be famous, or you could become, financially successful for those that are looking, for that. But for me, I think if you come into it looking for success and looking to make all of the money, is 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be successful because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's deeper than that. You know, it's deeper than that. You got people out here that's really, they every day, they getting up and they posting videos because they trying to be the best at what it is that they do. And eventually, those people become successful because that's the reason they want to do it. You have to have a purpose. You got to have a why behind anything it is that you do. School teach you how to be somewhere for more than 8 hours a day. Yeah, that's a fact. If that's what school teach you, how to be working for somebody else for 8 hours. And, YouTube and social media, period, YouTube and social media, period, it give an opportunity for everybody in the world, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are. Like I remember this one particular YouTuber, right? His name is Ryan. I can't remember. I think he's of Filipino descent or something like that. Right now, he got to be somewhere around 9, 10, 11, or 12 years old. If y'all want to, you can look him up. His name is Ryan. So when my daughter was young, when my daughter was like about 1 years old, she used to always watch him on YouTube. Ryan was a little kid who his parents just opened up toys and, they played with toys with him. And I used to be like, why is this so interesting to my daughter? Like, why is this something that she wanted to watch? But then it hit me. I'm like, wow, kids like playing with toys. Kids like opening up toys. So because this little kid, Ryan, all of his videos was based on him just opening up toys and playing with toys and his parents playing with toys with him, he became successful, right? He became so successful to the point like every time he dropped a video it was doing hundreds of thousands of views. Then he came out with his own toys, Ryan Toys. Then he had a TV show. And he was so successful that his mother and his father quit their jobs. And all they did was, be behind the cameras, manage the business, manage the finances, everything that had to do with his channel. So this little kid was able to retire his whole family just by becoming a YouTuber. So, it's possible, but in order to be successful, it takes support, It takes support of the people. Like people have to like your videos. That's the only way you get views. People gonna have to subscribe to your channel. That's the only way you're gonna get more subscribers. People have to leave comments because comments are interaction. And that's one of the things that YouTube look at to determine if they're going to put your video in front of more people and more audience. So that's why you'll hear some YouTubers say like, comment, share, subscribe. It's something that I start saying a lot. My earlier videos, I ain't say it that much. But that like, comment, share, and subscribe it's important. Why? Because if people not liking your videos, YouTube not going to recommend your videos to more people. If people not sharing your videos, that means your videos is not popular. YouTube is not going to share them. If you making all of these videos, you're not getting subscribers, then, it's like, what are you doing? I was just watching a YouTuber just popped up on my feed yesterday, right? Um, he had 81. I was going to subscribe to him too because I felt bad. I'm just being honest. So, he had 81 subscribers and he had over 500 videos. Then I was looking through his videos, like his videos getting 1 view, 2 views. He made a video last year, got 5 views. Um, he made a video 6 months ago, it got 3 views. And I'm like, he got over 500 videos, only 80 subscribers, but he still makes content regular basis. That's what it takes to be successful. You know, that's what it takes. That kind of dedication, that kind of motivation, where it's like your videos ain't going nowhere. You're not getting no views. There's nobody watching you, nobody checking for you, but you still wake up every day to make content. So I believe it takes dedication, you know. And me, I want to. This is the kind of YouTuber that I want to become, right? That I want to become because I want to be somebody that give back. I want to be somebody that help others become successful. You know, because I know what it takes to be successful. A lot of times it takes somebody believing in you. A lot of times it takes somebody, you know, uh supporting you, somebody standing by you. That's what it takes to be successful. And if you don't feel like you being supported, you don't feel like, you don't feel motivated or encouraged to keep going, then you're gonna give out in the race. But that's what I wanted. That's the kind of YouTuber that I want to become. Or even if it's not in YouTube, just in my life, because I help out a lot of people now. A lot of people come to me, for advice, for different things. But I want to be somebody to help others in any way that I can. Somebody that's giving back, to other people. Like I got 2 books written right now. I'm working on my third book. Um, that book is about to be finished probably this week or next week. Where you based out of? I'm based out of New York. I'm based out of New York. New York. Um, so and it when I say by helping others, like it was a time where I wanted to work in group homes and youth facilities, doing speaking engagements and stuff like that. Um, and I could reach a lot of people like that, but YouTube, I got access to millions of people all over the world. So I feel like, this is a better platform for me to be able to help other people, even in terms of relationships. I'm kind of switching gears, and it's just go to show I be having so much to talk about. But even in terms of relationships, like just as a man, forget color. It don't matter if you white, you black, you brown, you Spanish, you purple, you green. It don't matter, right? But as a man, I learned so much about relationships, that I never knew. And how do you learn that? You learn about relationships going through trial and error, right? And I feel that a lot of what I learned about relationships I could share with somebody else. Even relationships with friends. Like at one point in time, I was the kind of individual when I was in the streets, right? I was the kind of individual, and I'm not bragging, it's not something that I'm proud of. I just want to see people who want to win. Exactly, Aaron. That's what it's about. Making, trying to see other people win because everybody can win. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody can win. They make enough cars for everybody. They make enough clothes for everybody. They make enough everything for everybody. But it's like people rather hate on each other or pull each other down than to make each other successful. But so this is the thing, right? Um, I remember when I was in the streets, and this I'm not bragging, so please don't take it as that. Um, when I was in the streets, I was the kind of individual that if I had love for you, I would kill for you. You understand what I'm saying? I would take in, I would anybody, it didn't matter who it was. If they got a problem with you, they got a problem with me, and I'm coming with guns blazing. That's the kind of individual I was when I was in the streets. And and time and over the years, some of those same individuals that, I was willing to put my life on the line, or I was willing to throw my life away for, when I got older, I fell out with those individuals, or I saw those individuals for exactly who they was. They wasn't the same kind of individual that was going to do the same for me. And that shit had me like, what the fuck? So I was willing to risk my life and willing to, put my life on the line for certain individuals that wasn't willing to do the same for me. Then even in prison, like I did 15 years in prison straight. I have no marks or no scars on my face, thankfully. So, but even the 15 years that I did in prison, like the the first few years of my bid, I was gang banging. I was part of the blood gang, and I was doing that there, and I was just noticing that, okay, so I'm willing to put my life on the line. I'm willing to put my freedom and my safety on the line for somebody. And then when you find out the situation, you find out that he stole somebody's sneakers, or he went in somebody's cell and stole a pack of cigarettes. You understand what I'm saying? Or he he owed somebody $5, for something that he borrowed. And instead of paying them, he created a scenario saying that they did all of this other extracurricular shit. And now it's a war in the jail over somebody fucking, that's a petty, low life individual that's going to steal $5. So now blood being shed over this. So I'm just saying to myself, like, wait, hold on. I always been a stand up individual. I'm a man before anything. You get what I'm saying? And I'm a stand on my own too. I'm a hold my own, irregardless to what. So I decided to fall back. I decided to fall back from the gangbangers. When I was still in prison, I decided to fall back. And I spent the rest of my bid, standing on my own 2 feet. You get what I'm saying? Like there was a lot going on, but so situations like that made me learn. It's like, what will he do? It's like, what will he do to you? Yeah. And like I even had a story. If y'all could go back and check the video. I did a video recently about somebody that I grew up with, named Diz Capone. The title of the video is From Church to Murdered in Cold Blood. The story of Diz Capone. And this was somebody that was real, real close to me. You understand this was somebody that was real, real close to me. I'm talking about, like, we went to church together, slept in the same bed, ate out of the same pot, all kind of shit. And, it's like we was cool. I remember one time, um, he robbed somebody, and both of us got pointed out. Both of us went to jail. But because I had a little attitude, with the police when we got locked up, I went to jail and they let him go. And I ain't have nothing to do with nothing, you know? And, then it was other incidents that transpired as well. But make a long story short, as we got older, he was dealing with some people. I was in and out of jail. Like growing up, I was from 8 years old all the way up. I was in and out of jail, like group homes, institutions, and stuff like that. So quite naturally, we grew apart because he was, he kind of grew up around other individuals. And so, our bond kind of disappeared. Well, it came a point in time where, me and him got into an argument. Me and him got into an argument. We got into an argument because a female friend of mine's, she had, what I'm saying, she had one of my, you know, and he took it from her. You feel what I'm saying? And she was like, "Yo, I told him it was yours." I think this was like a 380 or something like that. She was like, "Yo, I told him, the gun was yours, and he took it from me still." So I see him later on that day, and I'm like, "Yo, you good?" He like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "Yo, that thing you took, like that was mine." And he like, "Oh nah, I ain't had nothing to do with that." And I'm like, "Boy," I'm like, "Listen, man, just get mine to me." And I'm not pleading with him, but I'm saying in a way like I don't believe you intentionally took something of mine from somebody else, and now you acting like you don't know what I'm talking about. So he was like, "Nah, but I know who took it." So I'm like, "All right, so do me a favor, man. Look into that and make sure mines get back to me." So he's like, "All right, cool." So I see him a couple of hours after that. I'm like, "Yo, what's going on? Where that at?" He like, "Man, I try to get it back, but they talking about, they ain't trying to give it up." And I'm like, "Man, stop playing with me." I can't remember what time it is, but I was like, "Look, I'm gonna meet you, probably like in an hour or two." You feel what I'm saying? And I was like, "If you don't got that for me, man, it's gonna be a problem." And and I'm not the type, like back then, I wasn't the type of individual like I'm a talk to anybody too long about anything. It just never was my thing. But this is somebody like, I looked at like a brother. So um so later on that night, I see him. I'm out, I'm shooting dice in the parking lot, and I see him. He's trying to creep by. So I run down on him, I pull out my other joint, you know. Um, and I'm like, "Yo, where that at?" He's like, "Yo, man, I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Yo, boy, don't make me do that to you." You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't make me do that to you. Like, where that at? He's like, "Yo, I told you, I ain't got it." And I try to talk to them, what I'm saying? And they not trying to give it up. So I'm just like, everything in me, it's like I want to leave him right there where he's standing. Everything in me, I want to leave him right there. But it's a whole nother part of me that's like, "But damn, man, like, this is like family to you. This is like blood to you." So I'm like, I pushed him. And but something told me, like, don't stick don't stick my thing back in my waist. And I'm walking with it still in my hand, and something said, "Turn around." When I turned around, she was zipping down his jacket, went in his jacket or wherever he had it, pulled out his gun and started shooting at me. Shot at me 5 times, 5 or 6 times, Um, and then I returned fire, but I had, something that doo, doo, when I hit at him, it sounded like a rocket launcher going off, right? So, we had that little incident or whatever. So now I remember 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, his mother come knocking on my door, right? And so I look through the peephole and I see, I'm like, so I open the door. I'm like, "What's going on, Auntie?" She's pleading. She's like, "Please don't kill my baby. Please don't kill my baby." I'm like, "Auntie, what are you talking about?" She's like, "No, please just promise me you're not going to kill my baby." I'm like, "Auntie, what are you talking about?" You know? And I'm like, "Come on, let me walk you upstairs." So I walked her back upstairs and, she went to her apartment. She was like, "Just promise me." And I said, "Auntie, look, I promise. Like, we ain't even got no issue. I ain't going to do nothing to him." And so the following day, we wound up having a conversation, but it was a lot of people involved. It wound up getting diffused, you know. But after that, me and him never really was cool again after that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even, and I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't even like a high and by, like I see him and just you know, because it made me salty. And the reason why I didn't take it a step further because the relationship that we really have for real, you know. I wanted to, and if it was anybody else, it would have been that. But because it was him, it's like I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I just said that to say, like, based on the individual that I was way back when, and my experiences like in the streets. I survived the streets of New York City. We talking about the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, you know, all the way through. And the 80s and the 90s, that was some of the craziest years in New York. Um, and it's a lot of dudes that I know, like that grew up with me. I'm talking about all out of shape and twisted, dirty and dusty looking, still living in and hanging out in the project, no goals, no direction, strung out on drugs, got a million kids, not taking care of them. And these are all of the things that I survived. It don't make me better than nobody, but it just means like, yo, I was determined to do something better and to do something different with my life. Like, I understand we living in an era now where, a lot of people is on gang time and into the gang time and drilling and killing and shooting and and doing all of those things. But that don't make you tough. You feel what I'm saying? Because it takes 2.2 ounces of pressure to pull a trigger. And then the kind of weapons that they got out there nowadays, they pull a trigger and it shoot out 30, 40, 50, 100 rounds at one time. How can you call yourself tough just because you're able to do that? Because you're able to take a life, but you're not tough enough to keep a roof over your head. You're not tough enough to take care of your children. You're not tough enough to look out for your peoples. You're not tough enough to do nothing productive with your life. Your only claim to fame is that you ready and willing to pull a trigger of a gun. So because I survived so much and because I matured so much in regards to that, I'm looking at a lot of kids out there like, man, they ain't got no goals, they ain't got no direction, you know, they need guidance. They need somebody to tell them like what life is really about. And that's something that I want to do. So that's why when I got a report on certain killings or shootings or stuff that going on, I got a report on that just to get views on YouTube. It should be blowing my cool, but it's about balance, right? They say when in Rome, do as the Romans do, you know? You can't be in Rome and try to act like, you somebody else. So that if that's required, if you have to um do videos that people feel entertaining, or you got to do videos that people want to view, want to look at and want to see, if you got to do that to be successful, then that's what you got to do. For me, that's a hard pill to swallow because it's like, man, you know here it is, I gotta fall in line, you know and I don't want to fall in line, like I don't want to fall in line. I want to do what I feel I want to do because I want to be able to give back. You know what I'm saying? So, it'd be all of those different things. It'd be all of those different things going on. And you got different people that make different content creative videos. So to each his own. But what I want to say to the content creators, because you got some from New York, you got some from California, you got some from Ohio, you got a lot of content creators on YouTube. And I be seeing like a lot of them going back and forth at each other. And I be sitting back laughing. I be like, yo, this crazy. It's like Jerry Springer. But the crazy thing about it is that YouTubers going back and forth at each other, they get a lot of views. Like it's really a business. You feel what I'm? It's really a smart move. It's really a smart play. Like I've seen some YouTubers talk about other YouTubers and they get 10, 15, 20,000 views. But then when they do their regular content, like they ain't getting nowhere near that. But they just not smart enough to understand, like, but yo, it's no real beef. You get what I'm saying? It's no real beef, but if you could speak about this YouTuber and you could get your views, okay, now once your name is there, once you're in the rotation or the algorithm, whatever you call it, and you getting views, now all you got to do is just follow up with your content and you should be good. But they don't approach it as a business. They don't approach it with the understanding of like, this is what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why they not successful. Me, it's some things that I do and there's other things that I won't do. And I'm definitely not going to be on here like going back and forth with nobody on social media. I just wish that because YouTube is an opportunity for people to become successful, for people to make a lot of money, and there's so many different ways you could be successful. There's so many different ways you could be successful with YouTube. I'm telling, like, I can't share it all right now, because I gotta put it to the test. But it's so many different ways you could be successful on YouTube without just getting YouTube views and getting ad money. It's a lot of other things that you could do. I'm learning them. I'm figuring them out. You know what I'm saying? So all I ask is like, man, listen, support the channel, support the movement, support the journey. Support the journey. Support it any way you see fit. You could like a video, you could share a video. Um, you could leave a comment, you could leave a like. Um, you know, you feel what I'm saying? You could do all of those things. Yeah, just support the channel. I want to get out there and like start doing more different content. I got a lot of ideas for content, so I want to get out there and start doing that. So you can follow me on my Instagram. You can support the Instagram. I got Cash App link. I got a Cash App link in the description. If you want to support that way, you can support that way. I know I got to get some more equipment. And I'm gonna have to go ahead and pay a videographer, and just kind of put a little bit more effort into what it is that I want to do and what it is that I'm trying to do. I'm gonna be successful at YouTube because it's something that I want to do. But it's some days like today, I just be like, oh man, this shit is a blow. Like, and you'll notice when I'm in my groove and when I'm in my rhythm, I'm posting like at least 3 videos a day. Um, but then sometimes you just run out of content. You run out of things, to talk about. And I don't want to just put a video up there. I don't want to just put a video up there you know, um, just because I feel like, all right, this is the only way to keep myself in rotation. And, for anybody that was just listening to anything it is that I was saying. Like, I'm not here to glorify anything. So if I spoke about anything in the past, or even like I got a couple of videos up there when I'm speaking about certain parts of my life, I'm speaking about, certain individuals that I knew or that I came across. I don't glorify violence. You understand? And I'm definitely not that individual that's gonna get on camera and seek or try to talk like I'm the toughest individual in the world, because that's not what it is. That's not what I'm about. I speak real life, and I speak, facts. And some things, if I'm gonna speak on it, I'm gonna speak on it. But don't get the impression, or I don't want nobody to get the impression. I don't want nobody to jump in the comment section and be talking that killer, murder, one, all of that nonsense, because it ain't even about that. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't even about that. Like, I got kids that I'm raising. I got kids that I'm trying to prepare their future. And it's a lot of kids out here that I'm trying to help. So a way for me to connect with a whole lot of people is YouTube. YouTube, I could connect this with a live video. I could connect 100,000 people anywhere in the world could see my video, you know? If I'm going to schools and I'm giving, like pep talks and stuff like that, then it's only but so many of those that I could do, you know? YouTube give me an opportunity to connect with a lot of different people, and that's what I want to do. I'm eventually in the future, I want to have different content. I want to have content related to, me and my children. I want to have content related to um, helping people, with business, helping people figure certain things out. I have a lot of knowledge and I have a lot of information. I ain't gonna show y'all my library right now, but it's crazy. I teach myself everything it is that I want to know. I'm a walking businessman, you know. Um, I'm a walking businessman. I know a lot. I've done a lot. I've been through a lot. You know, anybody could talk about violence, but can you survive? You know, people are so infatuated. I'm gonna say this and then I'm like, people are so infatuated with violence nowadays. Like that means something because you violent. What does it mean that you violent? What does it mean? Help me understand. How many bills you pay being violent? You know, like, oh, okay, you got a reputation. Okay, cool. Let me tell you something about the most violent individuals that's ever known to man. Right? They either dead or in jail. The toughest, the most toughest of the toughest gangsters that you done ever seen, heard about is gonna come across. They either dead or in jail. And then if you look at some of these YouTubers, the ones that got YouTube channels that did, 20, 25, 30, and 40 years in jail, and they on a YouTube page and they telling you about what's going on in prison, and they trying to help some of you youth or trying to help people understand, what life is really about. Those individuals not running the streets no more because they came to an understanding of what it's all about. y'all think jail is like, y'all think jail is some sweet people dying in jail. Y'all think out here running around playing with these weapons, like y'all think y'all doing something. Nah, man, all you doing is destroying yourself. You know, all you doing is destroying yourself, and you leaving your kids out here for somebody else to raise them. That's the part that I don't get, you know. And then some of the females, like with the mentality, like females want to have a tough dude, want to have a gangster, a killer, and but you're not even realizing, like, yo, this dude is not even gonna be around to be there for you to help you raise those kids. So now you're gonna make those kids somebody else's responsibility, or they're gonna become a part of this. They're gonna become a part of the state. Like a lot of these kids is getting taken care of off the government. Government aid, government housing, food stamps, and stuff like that. So even some people that say, "Oh, I stand on my own too. I stand on my own 10." You live in a government housing. Like government housing is paying your bills. Government housing is putting food on your table, and it's so sad that you know people that come from the environments that some of us come from, we think it's a flex that we living in a hood and we got on a $400 or $500 belt, or we got on $1,000 pair of sneakers, but we living in low income housing. It's like our people are so twisted. But that's some of the things that I want to talk about. That's some of the things that I want to address. It's becoming successful. I haven't done it in YouTube, as of yet. I think I only got like 1,000 and some subscribers, which is cool. I met my goal. I just didn't put another goal after that. So now I have another goal in mind. So now I'm gonna start working towards that goal. But the reason why we losing and the reason why we failing in life is because our priorities is twisted. We don't know what's important. If you think back, there was a time where there was no money. Before money was created, Coop up. Coop, it says Coop VR. Hey, what's going on with you? Aaron, you said like me and you talking right now, but I'm in Cali and you're in New York. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying, Aaron. It's about networking. So sometimes, so right, you know, and I didn't even think I was gonna do that. I know people that been YouTubers like longer than me, and they don't have, that amount of subscribers. So I'm appreciative and I'm thankful. And because, I want to give back. Like I did a lot, I did a lot of bad in my lifetime, and coming up. And I just want to give back in a lot of different ways. So I'm still in the process of trying to get in a groove in YouTube, where I'm getting that consistent, not consistent topics to talk about, but finding my niche, I should say. Like right now I'm doing like the little hood stories. I'm doing, I'm covering like, you know, um certain events that's transpiring. I don't know what I'm gonna wind up covering in the future, but I just want it to be something productive. You understand? I want to be able to help as many people as I can. Do whatever. Um, I give good advice and I follow my own advice. I'm a walking example and a testament of what I live and how I live. And anybody who still feel that life is about being tough and life's about being a gangster and being a killer, then you ignorant. Because right now, well, we're coming out of a recession, but right now we're in a recession. And when you look at it, businesses is closing down around us all the time. People are not paying attention. Like businesses are closing down. People are losing their jobs. Businesses that have been open for 50, 75, 100 years, those businesses are closing down. So when those businesses close down, people not even paying attention to like what the effects. When businesses close down, what happened? Okay, so that means people can no longer shop at these businesses in this area, right? So now they got to go to other areas to shop. You see what I'm saying? People that was working in those businesses in that community. Now those people no longer have jobs, right? Now, if businesses continue, to shut down and not be open and not servicing the community, it's gonna get to a point where you ain't gonna even have no grocery stores in your community. And the price of everything is going through the roof. The price of everything is so sky high. Like $100 in groceries, they don't get nothing no more, you know? And so what that creates is more hunger, it creates more desperation, it creates more people that's out there robbing, stealing, and killing, you know, just to be able to provide for their basic necessities. So those are the things that's going on. And if things is this expensive right now, when kids get older, teenagers right now, when they get older, what do you think it's gonna be like for them? That's the stuff that people not paying attention to. Is necessary. It's just so sad that you gotta. It's so sad that you. The more ignorant the topics that you talk about on YouTube, the more successful you're gonna be. If you're talking about something like sense, people learning something, then you're not gonna be that successful. But I think I've kind of figured out a way to get around that. Everything is you know is balanced. Cool VR. What up with you? And yeah, I appreciate Aaron, you checking in, with the comments and stuff like that. And for everybody, who jumped in the comment section, um, I appreciate you. CJ, what up? Randy Shaw, hello, what's your name? My name is Tyrone Hunter. Consistency is definitely the key to success. You know that. I'm gonna start doing more lives. I'm gonna start, popping out a little bit more. Um, and we see what happened. Cause I like, when you 40, if you I'm 47, I'm almost 50 years old. So um I'm not supposed to be doing the same thing that I was doing when I was in my teens or in my 20s. I'm at the age where, you know, All right, you have a good day too. I'm about to end the live in a few. I'm just, I'm just wrapping it up. But I appreciate you. Stay tuned. There's definitely gonna be more coming. Um, but I'm almost 50 years old. I'm at the age where I'm old enough to be somebody's grandfather. There's no reason I should be out here acting ignorant. There's no reason why I should be out here acting, my shoe size instead of my age. There's no reason for it. And that's why I try to have a balance. Like, um, all right, Aaron, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Stay tuned. There's more coming. And hopefully one day, we could do a segment where, you could jump on here and we could be live and we could chop it up. Um, I don't know how to do that as of yet. I tried to do it one time before, but I don't know how to do it as of yet. But I do know it's a way that, if I'm live, you could join the live. So, um, maybe one day we'll do that. But in any event, once you reach the age of 40 and you reach the age of 50 years old, whether you realize it, whether you like it or not, you should act accordingly. Because if you not, then you just dumb and ignorant. And I don't care what nobody else tell you to make you feel good. If you out here 40 and 50 years old acting like a teenager or acting like you in your 20s, you dumb as a motherfucker. Like you dumb. You just wasting life, you know? Because at 40, 50 years old, you the age of somebody grandfather. Or if you're a female, you the age of somebody mother. So you don't think that at that age you supposed to act that age, or you should act your age? You don't think you got relatives under you, or you got younger people that's looking at you for guidance and direction? You don't think like that? Because people are watching you. And how you act, they're gonna pick up your habits, whether you want them to or not. If you 50 years old, 40 years old, and you acting ignorant, it's somebody looking at you and they're gonna start doing the same ignorant stuff that you doing. You supposed to be planning for at 40 and 50 years old, you supposed to be planning for, all right, in the event that something happened to you, are you gonna be able to leave something for your family? Are you gonna be able to leave something for your kids? You know? Or what is life going to be like for you when you reach 60, when you reach 70, when you reach 80? Because you do realize, like, the older you get, you're not going to be able to work. You do realize if you live to be 80 years old, when you 80 years old, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to be working. So how are you going to support yourself? How are you going to keep food on the table? Are you going to be driving? Where are you going to be living? Is it going to be somebody that's going to be taking care of you or looking after you, as you get older? See, those are the things that you're supposed to be planning and preparing for as you get older. So if you still want to talk about, you know, shit that don't make no sense, then you might as well just go somewhere and just run into a brick wall. Cause you wasting space, you know? You got people from other countries, and we live in the United States. The United States of America is one of the best countries in the world. Let me explain to you why. Because in the United States, you could come here with nothing but the clothes on your back, and you could become rich. You got people that's risking their life coming from other countries to come here for opportunities. Watch people here killing each other just for a name and reputation. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Most of the Subway restaurants right now, the Subway sandwich shop, go in them, see who own them. Most of the gas stations that you go in right now, see who own them. It's a lot that's going on that is important. that people need to know. Even if you have a job, even if you work in a 9 to 5, times is so hard right now that you need to have a side hustle. You need to have something else going on. Not too long ago, you had your independent, women, females who said they ain't need no man, and they got it, and they got their money, and they could take care of it, and they could figure it out. And you had a lot of single parents raising kids. Look at all these kids out here in society, and look at what they done turned into. They don't even know how to have a conversation. They don't even know how to function without being emotional. Somebody make them mad, the first thing they want to do is temper tantrum and shoot up everything. Because it's no men in the household guiding these kids. And so females, y'all got to get out of that mode of y'all don't need a man. Don't think just because you could provide for yourself financially, you don't need a man. Because if you got one of them high, tall ceilings and the light bulb got to be changed and it's 20 feet in the air, you going to get up there and change it? If your roof need to be done, if you got a leak, people too much confusing money, think money and finances make them somebody. I started saying it earlier, but then my mind kind of drifted off. But there was a time that there was no money. There was no materialism. There was no buildings. There was no stores. There was no nothing. So how did people get along back then? How did people show love? How did people show loyalty? How did people come and bond together and do whatever it is that they was doing? How did people decide who they was going to be in a relationship with when there was no money? Now this super materialistic generation where people feeling, oh, you got to have this amount of money to be with me. And a lot of times the female that be saying a man needs all of this money to be with them, they don't even got that kind of money themselves. They just looking for a man to take care of them because they lazy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's so many different topics and so many different things that we could talk about. Good people. I appreciate everybody, that checked in, that listened to the live. It started off as to the conversation started about me thinking about quitting YouTube. And again, that was just based on a frustration, because it is frustrating. It's a lot more to YouTube than meet the eye. Shout out to all of those that are successful. Shout out to all of those that have been doing it for years. And you found success, because it's definitely not easy. I didn't even come into this thinking it was gonna be easy. I just came into it feeling like, man, I got a voice and I got an opinion like everybody else, and I want to, give my 2 cents. But I also wanted to create a following, for some of the other things it is that I want to do. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna continue to learn about it. I'm gonna, seek to stay with it. Um, and whoever checked in, man, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna try to do more lives. You know, I'm gonna try to do more lives, and I'm gonna learn how to go live and add people to the live stream. I don't know how to do that. But that just give me one more thing to focus my time, energy, and attention on. And like I said, you can support the channel any way that you feel. Um, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. Um, check out some of the other content. You know, it's a whole lot more coming. Um, you could even support by following me on Instagram, so I could run the Instagram up. Um, I got a Cash App there, if you want to support that way. My Cash App is in the description. Because I'm definitely gonna get a camera person in the future going forward. I want to get out, and I want to definitely do more content for you. I got a whole lot of ideas And we're gonna make this thing happen. I want to do giveaways in the future, um, and help some people become successful. You know, help some people become successful any way possible. So as I build, and as my channel grows, then I'll be able to accomplish a lot of the other goals, that I got set for myself. I'm not going to really speak about them now because there's certain things that I have to accomplish before then. Um, but everybody, have a blessed afternoon. Stay safe, um, stay vigilant, stay aware, stay focused, and don't get sidetracked. Don't get sidetracked. Focus on what's important in life. Focus on what's important in life. Don't be distracted. Um, don't think that these dudes that's out here talking all this killing, murder, don't think that that's life. You feel what I'm saying? And put a little bit more effort for your kids because they need it. Like this generation really, really need it. This generation is lost. Like this generation is mostly full of drug addicts and people that don't know how to control their temper, people don't know how to reason, rationalize, and nothing like that. And somebody need to help them because if we don't, nobody will. Shout out to you wherever you checking in from, man. If you watching this from the United States, you watching this from another country, um, you know, any of my videos, you want to leave a comment, you can leave a comment. I try to reply to everything. And the content that you see me doing now, that's not the content that I'm be doing 6 months, a year from now. It's just me just getting my feet wet and still trying to figure out, figure my groove and see exactly where I'm gonna land in terms of this YouTube thing. It was definitely beneficial, kind of like just venting and getting something off my chest because I feel a little bit better, and I was thinking about quitting, but now it's like, maybe I'm gonna stick around for a little while, I'm gonna stick around for a little while. But yeah, man, this is Tyrone Hunter. Um, Thank you for checking out another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. This is the live edition. I'm gonna try to go live more. And I'll post it too. I'll post in advance to let y'all know what time I'm gonna be going live so we could get it in like that. You know what I'm saying? You feel? So, without further ado, I'm signing off. Everybody have a blessed, safe, and prosperous afternoon, and I'm gonna catch up with you. You dig?